My goodness. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. This is Robin R. Robinson with Big Age Love. It is Thursday, November the 6th. It is 11:20 a.m. Central Standard Time, and this is my inaugural YouTube video. I am so excited. I have been thinking about and wanting to do this for a minute. I've taken a class on it. I've done my research. I set my channel up the beginning of the year, but this is my first YouTube video. And I am so thankful that you are listening to it, and I hope you continue to, and you like and you subscribe and you comment and you share and you do all those wonderful things. I am literally learning how to fly the plane as I'm building it. I think that's the terminology, or am I learning how to build the plane while I'm flying it? You know what I'm referring to. You know what I'm talking about. This is all trial and error. And so I'm excited that I'm finally doing this. Big Age Love. And just also, I refer to notes. I don't have a producer. I'm doing the best that I can. So just bear with me. We're just going to do this together. Okay. My podcast, Big Age Love, it's a show for savvy minded wannabe savvy folks who are 55 and older, who want to stay relevant, who are fabulous, who want to have more knowledge, who want to love and embrace themselves more and look cute as hell in the process, okay? Because we all have to look cute as hell, okay? That's very important. So, again, um, this podcast, this channel, because the podcasts that I had just weren't podcasting, if you will. So I tried to decide to how can I still keep my podcast going without all of the challenges that I was having with the platform and how they were changing and wanting me to go to another platform where I would have to pay, and I don't want to do that. So I said, well, let me do YouTube. I mean, YouTube is fabulous. Everybody knows how to do YouTube. It's more accessible, I think, than a podcast. So I figured let's try this. So I plan to come in once a week, maybe twice a week, and with content that will hopefully help you to become a better, fabulous, more wonderful human being, human being who is aging gracefully and wonderfully, because we all age. We are aging as we are watching this video. I am aging as I am doing this video. So hey, let's just do what we have to do. So I came today to give you some wonderful tips on 5 fabulous tips on how to age fabulously, okay? Because there is a um, method to the madness. I mean, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Recently, there have been some wonderful progresses made in the political arena, and it's hopeful, and I'm excited. So, but any event, this is not a channel about social or not social, but political angst or anything like that. It is what it is. So, again, I've got 5 fabulous tips on how to age fabulously. And the first one is, what are you eating? What exactly are you eating? You know, as you age, our bodies metabolize food differently, and we cannot eat the same things that we're eating when we were much younger. Even 5, 6, 7 years ago, we can't eat the same thing. So for me, since the beginning of this year, I'm not sure how much weight I have lost, but I have lost at least, I think, at least 15 pounds or so. And it was done as a result of me having to readjust my budget because I was not working this time last year. And in January, I needed to amend what I was eating because I was eating soup every day, chicken noodle soup, healthy choice. And however, it reduced sodium. However, the sodium content was still a little high and much lower than other soups, but still higher than it should be. And um, there were noodles in it, and I was eating this every day. And it turns out that that was really not good for me. It was putting weight on me, and I was also eating some vegan sorts of things. And vegan food is not good for me either. I realized that vegan cheese and vegan uh, chicken nuggets and vegan sausages. They just weren't good for my body. So I had to come up with an idea of how to change my eating habits to be more healthy. So what I do, my current diet is I spray up a skillet with olive oil spray, and I use like maybe a fourth of, or even less, of a red onion or a yellow onion, and I put that in the skillet. I also do a small amount of apple, yes, apple, chop that up and put that in the skillet. I also put in garlic, not garlic. Well, you can put garlic in if you want to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I put in cauliflower, raw cauliflower, and I put in broccoli. And I also add tomatoes, a handful of cherry tomatoes. And then I will add a protein of some sort, whatever, chicken, fish, sardines, a pouch of salmon, boiled eggs, whatever, a combination of that. And then what I'll do is I will, like I say, I am sauteing it, and I use unsalted chicken broth. And then I will saute that, cover it, saute it for maybe 6, 7 minutes or so, eight, depending, just so that the vegetables are getting soft. You don't want to mushy, but season to taste. And I use a lot of seasoning. I use Lawry's seasoned salt, but low sodium, and I use onion powder and 21 seasoning salutes and Mrs. Dash, everything but the kitchen table, and lemon pepper, and I use Tony Chachere's, and so I use seven or so seasonings, and mostly Mrs. Dashes with no salt. And then I'll get a big bowl, and then I will have maybe a handful and a half of lettuce greens, and I will put that in the bottom of the bowl. And then I will take the mixture that I have been sauteing on the stove and pour that on top of the salad greens. And it's really quite delicious. It's filling, and I really love it. But the thing about it is, I only eat once a day, pretty much. That's the biggest meal that I have. And then I intermittent fast. I usually don't eat before 12 noon. And if I want something sweet, then I'll usually have some fruit. And I don't do carbs. I do carbs on the weekends. I'll have rice on the weekends. And I stay away from bread. I don't. There are certain things I just don't buy, and I don't. If they're not in the house, I don't eat them. So I stay away from breads and fried foods, and things that I know aren't good for me. Candy, things that I was eating before that put the weight on me, and also COVID had a lot to do with this. Do with it as well. So, and I work out, not vigorously, but anyway, getting ahead of myself. Focus, Robin, focus. So you have to think about what it is you're eating, and think about it and really do a deep dive, and the things that you're not supposed to eat. It's okay to splurge every now and then. In fact, I'm really looking forward to Thanksgiving because that's when I carb out. I love Thanksgiving. For 1 or 2 days, I do a carb fest, and I love it. So, but you got to think about what you're eating, adjust your menu, and decide to take away things that you know you shouldn't be eating on a regular basis because it's not good for you, and it puts weight on you. It weighs you down. It messes up your beautiful skin, and we don't want to do that. Okay, why do we want to do that? Okay, so that's one thing that you should do. The tip number two is you move your body more. Exercise. I'm not talking about training for a marathon or anything, but come on, you can walk. You can get a hula hoop at the dollar store and hula hoop while you're watching TV or listening to music. You can dance to your favorite music. Sometimes D Nice, who is this DJ who started Club Quarantine back when we were doing the COVID situation, you can catch him online sometimes, or you can just put on your favorite music and dance to it for about 30 minutes or so. It's a great exercise. You're getting music and moving your body at the same time. Nobody has to see you. And even if they do, so what? So what? Dance like nobody's watching. It doesn't matter, okay? We're grown, we're adults, we are big age. We don't care what people think, okay? That's what it's all about. Volunteer at a local food bank. I'm sure a lot of food banks need some help right now because of what's going on. So do that. Just move your body, walk. You don't have to do worry about the steps. You don't have to worry about anything. You just walk consistently. It's better to walk 20 minutes every day than an hour every week. Okay, so move your body more. Move your body more. Number three, you want to moisturize your mind. Moisturize your mind. Keep it pliable. If you don't use it, it will you'll lose it. You'll lose all. It's a muscle. It's a muscle. It has memory. So if you don't use it, it's not going to work for you. So read. Whatever it is you'd like to do, read. I'm a old school, so I like to read books. I like the sound of the pages turning. I like to put my bookmark in the book. I like the organic feel of the book. I like going to the library and checking out the book and holding the book in my hand. So that's what I say when I say read. And read whatever you like. Manuals, comic books, whatever, just read. I also, when I was younger, I would, and I still do sometimes now, I would get a dictionary, and any word that I did not know, I would look it up, and then I would highlight it, and that would add to my vocabulary. There's nothing more attractive than a beautiful person, a beautiful man, a beautiful woman with a great vocabulary. Okay, so try it. You might like it. Also, when driving, add up numbers on the license plates. It's good for your math abilities and adding, and it keeps your brain sharp, and it's free. And just add up the numbers on the license plate. Journaling is so important, and it's your thoughts, your words, how you feel, how you want things to go, how you don't want things to go, what you're contemplating, what your achievements are, sometimes what your non-achievements are, or how you're feeling. But that's for you to know and have in your journal. So do that. You can go to the dollar store and buy a journal for a dollar. Well, dollar store, they have $1.50 and $1.75. It's come up pretty soon. They're gonna have to not use the dollar store brand because it's gonna be $2 pretty soon. But you know what I mean. I mean, we're adults. We've been here before. We're not new to the game. We're true to the game. Okay. So number four, you want to get creative and stay creative. Art projects are fun. I just finished one. Her name is Empress, and I just finished her, and I will show her to you at some point. But do an art project. It's your project. Paint. Take pictures of different sceneries and whatnot instead of selfies. You know, clouds and the moon. I took a picture of the full moon last night. As you're walking, take pictures. Driving, not you can't drive and take pictures at the same time. That's not healthy. So or safe, but you know what I mean. Open up your mind and just take pictures of things that you think are interesting. And rearrange your furniture or your closet. That's creative. That's creative. You make the choice to do what you're going to do, and just get it done. It's about the actual getting it done. Planning, thinking about it, and doing it. Implementation is very important. Implementation is very important. So think about that and get it done. I mean, you want to age gracefully by making certain that you're still moving around, you're relevant. You're not just sitting around in a chair farting and bellowing and complaining and not being satisfied and grateful for your life, because you should be grateful. You wake up every morning. You don't have to go to the restroom assisted. And if you do, be grateful for someone who will help you go to the restroom, as opposed to someone who can't. But just be grateful for what you have, as opposed to as opposed to not what you don't have. Don't complain. Be grateful. Okay, and the fifth one is keep toxicity out of your life. That's with anything, friends, family, situations, environments. Don't toss your pearls to the swine. Don't keep giving people onus to mess on you and poop on you and treat you any old type of way, because that's not what you were put here. That's not how God put you here, and He doesn't want you to let anybody treat you old type of way. If you feel worse after speaking to someone on a regular basis than you do, if you take two, Robin, take two. If you feel worse after you have spoken to someone than you did when you started the conversation on a regular basis, you don't need to talk to that person. That's just a downer. And it's a person who does not want to see you do well. So you have to get that out of your life. You don't have to be rude and cruel and whatnot, whatever, but you just have to slowly disassociate yourself with that person because that's not what you want. Okay, and don't worry. Worrying makes you ugly, and nobody wants to be ugly. Ugly is not good. Okay, like this right now. Is this ugly? Is this good? No, it's not. So don't worry. Okay, it's not a good look. Okay, and then a couple more bonus tips I have for you is to laugh. Make sure you laugh. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at yourself. There's nothing wrong with laughing at yourself. I do it all the time. Look at some things on Netflix or whatever platform you have. And laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. It's good for the innards. It lubricates the innards. And also cry. I cried a little bit just earlier this week when I was watching a documentary on Luther Vandross, and when his one of his songs swelled in right before the credits came up after it was announced, how he passed away and whatnot. I just felt sad. I felt sad and I cried. I mean, it was not an Oprah, woo, 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 woo. It wasn't one of those kind of cries, but tears fell and I felt sad. So laughing and crying are two very, very important things. But anyway, I'm going to jump off this. I don't want it to go too long. I just wanted to say thank you for listening to me, Robin R. Robinson, Big Age Love, and understand that you've got to be strong to get older. You've got to be strong to get older, not old. There is a difference. Older is one thing, old is different. We're older now than we were when we started this video, but we are not old, okay? And doubt yourself and do it anyway. Still try it anyway. Tremble and do it. I mean, I had some hesitation about doing this YouTube video. I don't know how it's going to work out. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you're getting some interesting content and you're learning and you're getting better because that's the goal for me. So just got to do it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? And also, you are empowered to accomplish all good things. All good things. You are enough. You are fabulous. You are awesome. Okay. So I'm going to jump off. Thank you again for stopping by. Big Age Love. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment. Be cute, keep it classy. Okay. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Have a good weekend. And thank you again. And I'll see you soon. Okay. This is Robin R. Robinson, Big Age Love, signing off. All right. Be well. Bye.